welcome to day number 5, 30 days of self-leadership journey. Today is also a special day, which I really like how those special days are aligning with the journey that we do have in this month. Today is the World Environment Day. We can perceive environment from the nature side, but also the environment what kind of we are creating for ourselves, the spiritual, mental, physical, or emotional environment. More about those you can listen, watch in my latest Conversations That Matter with Nika Kozira, founder of Stolat Wellness. Check the playlist Conversations That Matter and latest episode through the lens of pain, as this episode is dedicated to the pain and its various facets. You will hear on this 4-dimensional perspective. And I think, although we were talking about that through the pain theme, these 4 pillars can be adapted to many other aspects, like environment. Get your book, get your pen, and let's dive in. Are you owning your emotional landscape? Emotions. That's the fundamental part when we talk about the self-leadership. Your emotions will be fundamental for any kind of action. Shauna Shapiro, in a book, Rewire Your Mind, definitely I am recommending to read that book, is using very nice and simple concept. Intention, attention, attitude. Although here, Shauna Shapiro is writing around mindfulness, we are here also talking about rewiring your mind. So this exercise can be taken from various perspectives. More we will introduce to our practice, more successful we will be, and most probably the whole journey will be much more joyful. Whatever we do is driven by first emotion, then thought, then word. Word is an action. It can be a silence, it can be articulated loudly word, but all is driven through intention. Bad ego or good ego? How are we defining that? Simply what is happening in us when we are experiencing certain situation. Apart from that concept, triple intention, attention, and attitude, there is also a very interesting note. Shapiro is referring to the study that has been made in 2012, and it says that brains are bombarded by the equivalent of more than 40 gigabytes of incoming information every day. Can you imagine? 40 gigabytes. And this data is from 2012. Currently, it was published by Frontiers of Young Mind, talking about 74 gigabytes. What's the average storage, memory storage in our phones? 128, 256. So can you imagine, even if you take the bottom storage size, it's almost half of your phone. Now, here the question is, what kind of informations we do have in our brain? In another conversation that I had with Milena Korostinskaya, she's a PhD of neuroscience, we were talking about the brain and how brain is functioning. Milena has brought a wonderful object representing brain, and there is a small part which is responsible for our emotions. Then there is another part, it's called prefrontal cortex, which is big. The study vary in terms of how much we are using of our brain. This little part is the major drive in our life, not the part we do have in front, because that's the part we are not utilizing. That's the part which we are keeping with informations that not entirely are serving us well. 74 giga. It's really huge. Check on your phone. What applications, what content is taking 74 gigabytes? Maybe if you want to do the extra mile, think what kind of knowledge you do have and you do not use, or use, but not necessarily for your benefit. So what is happening with our emotions? There will be situations that we will be either overwhelmed or feeling numb. Overwhelmed, it will be response, excitement. We are happy because of something happened just in front of us, or it's triggered a negative emotion. So we will move into anger. Or numb. We are diving in, we feel guilty. And usually when we are intimidated, this is what had happened, that we are like a turtle. We are hiding our neck and we are lowering our existence. We are belittling ourselves because we do have fear how to respond to this kind of situation. We have that because we do not have well-developed the prefrontal cortex. We do not have strategically aligned knowledge. We do have some knowledge. Sometimes we dusted that. As I already said, we are operating on an autopilot, either at home or at work. We are not introducing anything new every week, for example. Very, very simple situation. You are having guests coming to you with the visit for a coffee time, for the chit chat. And one of your friends is, you are happy. You are nicely dressed up because you are excited to welcome them. Then the friends are coming and one of them is making this kind of comment. Ooh, you dress up? Showing off, madam? When we are internally strong, we will not be triggered by this kind of comment. But if we are still floating on the broken landscape, we will feel intimidated. We even may feel guilty that we dressed up. Because, to be honest, the tone, how this kind of comment, so-called compliment, is said, has some sound of sarcasm. I want to belittle you. I make a joke behind the scene. It's something else when we say that comment and we add, you look fantastic. You look phenomenal. It's so nice to see you. So the first seconds of receiving this sarcastic, let's say, comment is evaporating because you are adding the valuable comment. Then this is a nice compliment. Otherwise, it can be perceived as a joke. So what is happening with us? We feel guilty. The more important in that work of self-leadership is to recognize that, name it. And when you are during the journey of that, of course, you may not know how to handle it. Remind yourself, hey, I am on the journey. Oh, this happened. I will go back to it, because these kind of situations are having impact on the way how we are carrying the visit. We are trying to justify yourself why we dressed up in a nice way for the regular Sunday visit. Nothing special, just Sunday visit. But even saying nothing special, we are diminishing ourselves. We shall not do that. At work, your boss is telling you, how many times I'm telling you, you need to make that different. I don't like the way how are you doing, and you are always making mistakes. What is happening in you? Again, you can also become a rooster and you start fighting. Both ways are signaling you that there are some level of maturity you need to focus and develop, because there is a huge emotional trigger for you. When there is a guilt feel, it means you are having doubts in your wisdom, having doubts in your authority, having doubts even of being an adult human being that deserves to be respected, deserves to be seen as an adult professional. You don't need to have a title to be seen as professional. You become employee. That's it. You become a professional. When it triggers you into the rooster, you are having emotional intelligence broken. And also you are having doubts in believing yourself. So different reactions, actually the same foundation. The difference is, how are you reacting to it? Not responding with a blob or hiding, but how are you reacting? What informations you are using to bring yourself to the situation that is for your benefit, rather to show you incompetent, emotionally driven, immature person. When we are having a critic, if we are strong enough, if we are having already our emotional spine a little bit corrected, we will be slower in receiving this message. We will take under consideration who is saying that. Is this the person to whom I'm going for the opinion? Is this the person that I am perceiving as an authority? Or this is just a colleague? So if it is just a colleague, do I need to be triggered by the critic? Is a valuable critic? No. Few seconds. This mind trip is happening in you. So you delete and you are not triggered. If it is coming from the person whom you find as your authority, person to whom you would go for the opinion, usually this person will share with you constructive critique that you will not even feel there's something to be triggered about. You will feel that someone is sharing with you their valuable opinion for you to grow. So listen, pay attention. It can be that you are today an adult person that have heard critics in the past. You are stupid, you are fat, you are ugly. From the vertical perspective, we are taught we need to respect them. Hold on. Mutual respect, not one-way respect. So if you are an adult right now, you remember you are responsible what you do with it, not them. People are not thinking. People are surviving. So according to that mode, they will speak to make themselves survive, to make themselves feeling better, wiser. But whenever there is a negative thought shared, it's not the person whom you should even think to respect what this person is saying, because at the end of the day, we respect everyone. There are no bad people. There are no bad managers. There are people with different personalities. And as you are going through this journey, those people might need to, but you are more aware. And if you just flip, there are no bad managers. There are no bad people. There are people with different personalities. And this is our responsibility to understand how we can operate on the highest excellence in this broken surrounding us environment. Not them, but us. That's the ownership. That's the accountability. So for today, the exercise is again around emotions, but I want you to list few emotions that you are experiencing on a regular basis. Anger, disappointment, sadness, loneliness, happiness, excitement, satisfaction. And what kind of situations are associated with it? What are you doing with it further? Are you putting that into the paper and make it silence? Or you are using that as an opportunity to grow, Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.